Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an SU-152. It's the Tier 7 Soviet tank destroyer, and this one's located on the south spawn of Malinovka under the command of Alephus. Now, I think you can see something unusual about his barrel. Yes, he's got 2 marks of excellence on it, and that's the dirt barrel, the 152mm gun, which is actually the Tier 6 gun and capable of 700 alpha. Game started. Now, it's built on the chassis of the KV-1S. Well, that's the hull that was actually used to develop the SU-152. And there are quite a few of them were actually built with the 152mm gun, but the top gun is actually 122mm, and that's capable of 390 alpha. Whereas this one, the 152mm with the HE rounds, can do 910 hit points of damage if it can penetrate the target, but it can only penetrate up to 86mm. Okay, well, as you can see, he's taking it up onto that lookout, which is overlooking the lake, and he's been joined by a Leo. Decided to ram him up the posterior, give him a little assist. Now, that Leo is in a bit of an open position, which means he's probably going to be seen, and oh my god! He's got a kill straight away. First kill of the game. It was a T-43 for 662 hit points. So I think that T-43 had actually been hit already. But there was no sixth sense went off. And it looks like our AMX CDC, just across the way on the ramp, he's going to be spotting for us. We're going to be taking advantage of his spots. There's a 257 going up the hill. Now, this is a Tier 9 game, we're Tier 7, so we're bottom tier. But that doesn't mean, just because we're bottom tier, that we can't do damage, because remember, 152mm gun, firing HE rounds, and HE always does damage. Well, nearly always. The key thing about the HE round is it does module damage, and that costs the enemy in terms of they have to fix their modules, because if they don't, it's going to deplete their ability to, or not deplete, it's going to damage their ability to fight. Right, P-43 Tur just across the other way. He's below that ridge line there, so we can't hit him, but the CDC found him. He can't see us at the moment, but we can certainly see him. Right, off in the distance, we can just see the turret of a OHO. There we go. And a TVP. Can we get a shot into that OHO? It's difficult. We can probably hit the TVP, but he's moving. So we'd need for him to stay still for a second so that we can fire it in. Oh my god, he got it! He got it right. He fired in. The TVP pulled back just a little, but it wasn't enough. And the shell hit his turret and did a huge amount of damage. But now we need to save our CDC and take out that P-43. Well, we did a huge amount of damage to him. The CDC finished him off and ticked affirmative. So I think he's saying thank you for doing that. Oh, we just took rounds from a Comet and a T-54, so we need to get away from here quick. Move over the other side, otherwise we're going to take more rounds on the side. Yep, you can see where those rounds went in, right in the centre of the hull. Now, we've saved our CDC. He's happy about that. Can we get some more shots on the enemy? We've moved back as far as we dare at the moment. Can we get shots in the Yoho? Probably not at the moment. There's the TVP we hit earlier. Remember, he took a hit for 777 hit points. So he's not very happy, Bunny. And there's the FV-4202. And, oh, well, what happened there? Surprisingly, we didn't actually get a hit there, but it appeared that the enemy was stunned, and I suspect that may have been our Arty. We're being nudged by our own P-43 Tur. And there's the Comet that hit us a while back. Okay, we auto-aimed onto him for a second, and we don't really want that because otherwise we'd hit the ground. Only the turret seeing, and oh wow, what a hot... That was a really hot shot there. He actually hit the turret at long range and did a massive 684 hit points of damage. Well, that pays him back for that APCR round he fired at us for 129. That Comet was taken out very shortly afterwards, so we had the satisfaction of knowing that, yep, he's not going to be hurting anyone anymore. And looks like we're going to move up with the CDC and see if we can take on some of these enemy tanks from behind. We're 5 up on the enemy at the moment, so we are winning this game. The CDC's got a nice little sniping position here where he can turn his turret sideways and keep his hull down. But if we're going to do the same, it's going to be a little more difficult because we have to turn the entire hull because this is a turretless tank destroyer. You can see it's very slow. He wasn't too happy about the medium tanks that were with him because they were getting in his way. He did actually say some rather rude things about them, and I'm not surprised really because they were getting in his way. Okay, right, well, not sure that one hit. Trying to go for another one now. There's a steel weapon tracker down there as well, I think. The enemy on the hill's been killed, so now we don't have to worry about enemy shooting behind us. What we do have to worry about, though, are the enemy near the cap. There is a steel weapon tracker. There he is. Okay, we just got the back of his vehicle. No, that didn't work. But we were double pushed, so he didn't actually see where that shell came from. He would just heard a big bang on the ground, and the steer's been killed. Okay, so there's now an FV4202, a Leo, and an Object 430. There's the Leo. He's behind a rock. We can't hit him, but we don't need to worry, he's dead. There's the FV4202. That's the tank we fired at a little while ago. We fire a long-range shot. Oh, God, he's gone! Another kill. 268 hit points. That's the second kill. Alephus is having a good day in the 152, and that was the enemy Arty just being wiped out by our Centurion. Which means there's only one enemy left, the Object 430. He's over there on the other side of the battlefield and he's below the ridgeline in the water area. We can't hit him from here. He'd have to pop up. And it looks like Alephus is going to go straight over the edge into the water to try and drive across. Bit too deep, that water, for the hull of the KV-1S. Now that Object 430 is being targeted by everyone and all the tanks are converging and he's gone, so it's game over. Nicely played. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tank for Alephus in the SU-152. He managed to get a 5 for effect during that battle out of the minor medals. Out of the epic ones, he picked up a high caliber. He dealt the most damage in that battle overall. When he was being allowed to by the tanks who were actually causing him a bit of a nuisance by nudging into him all the time. And he also managed to get a tanker sniper for dealing the most damage at the long range, at least 300 meters, firing at least 8 shots, 85% accuracy, and 80% of his shots must cause damage. Difficult medal to get because you have to be a very long range player, and of course this was very difficult to do that because it was the 152, the derp gun, and the derp gun really works well if you're firing short to medium range rather than firing long range. The SU-152 works better with that, the 122mm gun. But anyway, very, very good there. 2 medals, 2 epic medals. Let's have a look at the team scores. And we can see he did get the highest damage, 4,441 hit points of damage. Next highest scorer was the Object 430 with 4,004. After that came the Object 430 with 3,257. When it comes to kills, he didn't get the highest, unfortunately. The Centurion and the Emil 2 managed to get 3 kills apiece, and Alephus only managed to get 2 alongside the IS-3 and the T-54 on the enemy team. But when it came to base XP, he was right at the top of the table. 1,095, 1,013 to the Centurion, and 949 to the Object 430. He fired 8 rounds in that game, got 7 direct hits and 7 penetrations, good accuracy. Damage of 4,441 hit points, of which 3,813 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits, as you saw during that battle, one of those from the Comet. Both of them were penetrations. Well, the Comet did fire APCR at the side of the vehicle. And of course, you have to remember, this is the hull of a KV-1S, so it can be penetrated fairly easily by tier 6 and above. He damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and on a free-to-play account he earned 37,247 credits. And after repair, ammunition resupply, and remember he did use a fair number of rounds, and some of those were premium, I seem to recall, he actually ended up with a deficit, 13,599 credits. He received base XP of 1,095, had a personal missions payout for the same, took away 2,190 experience points altogether. So yes, you can play it, and in fact you can play this as a derp gun for long range shooting, and he managed to get his TD10 for the Object 260 in this game. So congratulations for that. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.